Good morning, traders. Today is the 28th of August. This is Brad Matheny. This is the morning plan your trade video. We're looking at an SPY daily chart, and we have a inside breakaway pattern today. We're back up in the 560 area. It is in trending mode. We are in bullish and explosive trending here. So I'm expecting a pretty good move. Let me spread this out and kind of show you what I think is going to happen. So the reality is, whoops, didn't mean to move that. The reality of the market right now is for an inside breakaway to happen, we need to move into yesterday's range, which you can see here is the white bar. And we need to then break away from that channel. So what we're looking at today, I believe, is going to be a fairly solid upward trend with a potential breakaway, setting up a nice, clean trend. So we're going to go down here to the 10-minute. We're going to get rid of that. Let's spread this out. Okay. So here we are with the SPY. Let's get back to yesterday's data on the 10-minute. So we didn't see a real pressure wave downward yesterday, which is okay. Sometimes the markets do things different than the SPY cycle pattern. So we have the opening range here, moved downward, rallied up, paused right into that area, retested the close area here. That was the area that we were defending yesterday. And now I believe today's price action is going to open into that range, open into this area here, find some support, and then rally back out of it. And I think we're going to end up in the 563 area as far as the end of the day. I think it's going to be basically a move back up into these highs. And I think we're going to be looking at a fairly solid upward trend today. Now, oops, cancel. So I really do believe that we're attempting to move through this flag. You can see this big broad flag. Again, you can see the move up here, up into this peak here, down to our base, back up into a double peaking pattern, which counts as 3, back down here to 4, the base, and now we're rallying on up, and I think we're going to try to get up above that flag eventually by Thursday, Friday. So if I were to give you an idea, taking a look at the fact that we get a breakaway tomorrow, then a carryover in counter trend mode, it makes sense to me that we are going to attempt to come up to that high level that I've drawn right here, possibly today, and then carry into a breakaway phase on Thursday, and then get some sort of a downward counter trend move on Friday. So that gives you an idea of where I think we're at. And I think we're going to just melt up here, possibly get another day of fairly strong carryover upward trending, breakaway trending. And then we get the pullback into Friday, which will probably end up somewhere, just as a guess here, somewhere in this area. 564 to 565 and a half probably will be our Friday's close, I believe. And that gives us, again, some pretty good trending when you get into it and you actually see that we're, potentially moving higher today, which is right here, and potentially moving into a breakaway trend tomorrow that may peak tomorrow afternoon. You got some pretty good opportunities for a trade and maybe a carryover into tomorrow. So again, for all you options traders, this would maybe be a 2 or a 4 day or maybe a little longer day option. Try to catch a nice little move, maybe with a strike price up in the 563, 564 area, and really maybe be able to catch this tomorrow morning in the first hour or two of trading, getting out in some nice rally phase, and then booking profits short term the rest of the day. Friday, I think, is going to be a pullback day. So I think we're going to be looking at rally, pullback. Okay. All right. Let's go to gold. Gold's moving down 540 again, 534. Let me go to 30-minute data. We are outside of the channel. We've been outside the channel before. Not so concerned about this being outside the channel here. As I mentioned to you, we're likely going to roll into this area before we try to move higher. The dollar looks like it was a little lower yesterday. We are seeing moderate upward trending in the foreign markets. Gold is really trying to hold up, and that 565, 575 area right up here is, again, very likely to be a resistance area that we have to contend with. And then here's the basically the 573 area right up here. These are big resistance areas we need to contend with. Okay, so gold will likely stay in this range, building an apex before we try to break out. And it could be anywhere into this area here before we try to break out. So understand that we have today and maybe tomorrow before we attempt to maybe move higher. And I think we're going to be looking at a moderate melt up in gold. I mean, this pullback is not overly aggressive. What I'd like to see happen today is I'd like to see gold move back up in the 2550, 2560 area, move into this channeling area, try to find some support, and then maybe get here into Friday. And that's a big question, is do we break out Thursday afternoon or do we break out Friday or Monday? And again, I would like to see some upward trending here in Friday, possibly leading back up to this move so we can get a bigger breakout. So not too worried about this yet. From a daily standpoint, we're still looking okay. We got a big, beautiful trend. Drag this back out of the way. Yeah, big, beautiful trend. You can see how gold, we'll do this. We'll go through a big pullback and then a pause and a rally. A big pullback, pause, rally, big pullback, rally, big pullback, rally. I think we're fairly safe here in this channel. And until we get out of this channel, I wouldn't be too concerned. Today, I would expect gold to be, fairly consolidated, trying to build support down near these lows right now, and potentially move back up here to the upside tomorrow and or Friday. So again, these 25-30 lows, we might see a little bit lower move, but again, I think it's a pretty good bounce off of this channel. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is this is probably a pretty good setup for a move higher, in my opinion, with support down in this area. You know, you've got a 25.30 or lower buy area with stop level at 25.15. You got a $15 risk. You got a pretty good buy area right here, and anything close to say 25.30 would be a pretty solid buy area. And like I said, I think we melt back upward on Thursday, consolidate, maybe break out Friday, possibly Monday, back to the upside. And it's, you know, like I said, we are funneling into this apex. So we are going to get volatility in this area. This low to me looks like a really solid, you know, load up type of a trigger. But we will see. We will see how this plays out. And again, I'm not trying to be a perma bull on gold, but like I said, this has been a very solid run. I still think we've got to get up in the 2600 area, 2620 area. So this little pullback running across this resistance, as I told everyone a week and a half ago, you know, gold's going to make a dual leg rally, which it did. Big, beautiful double leg rally all the way up, right? And then we got into this pausing. And I told everyone that we were going to run into a pause after the dual leg rally. Well, here we go. We paused out into a nice little ascending flag. And what we're going to do here, hopefully, is get a nice rotation into an apex and then roll upward. Okay, Bitcoin rolled back down, back into our flagging area. We can almost move this all the way over. We do have this area here that I highlighted. We could be seeing a deep low here in Bitcoin, meaning that we could be seeing this as an apex rotation back into flagging formation here. And again, we would have to identify, here's the flag. So right there's the flag, that yellow line. And if we got off of this rejected low, potentially we could see this attempt to move back up into this area, base a little bit, which would be a Fibonacci retracement, and then move higher. I would be cautious down below this level. This level, again, would indicate downward trending. So we really kind of got to watch that lower level, 57,700. And if we can hold above, say, 58,700, I think we're going back up. And I think we're going to be targeting the 62 to 63 level again. Call it 62,500 to 62,300. And again, we are building back into a nice long-term flagging formation. It might be hard to see. I've drawn this flag before. We're rolling outside of this. We've set up this very deep low. We have a nice solid channel here. I mean, I can clearly try to draw this off of this and this down to here. And that gives you an idea of where the new flag is setting up. We are A, B, C, D. We should be looking at a rally potentially to the upside here, which could be very, very solid. Again, the defense level would be, so again, AB type of scenario. The AB area would be protecting against this level here. This is our critical level. Anything above that, we're still looking for bullish trending. Anything below 57,700, bullish trending is off. We're looking for downward trending. And that would be, in my line, the make or break level. Okay, gold, make or break level. Make or break level for gold is 25, roughly 11. Let's call that 25.10. Make or break level. If we get below 25.10 on strong downward trending, I would say this would be our make or break level very cleanly, right in that area. Long as we stay above 25.10, we're still in an upward trend. I see gold rotating back to the upside. SPY, make or break level would likely be really this area here is probably, I'll redraw it. This area here, 554, is probably our make or break level. But remember, this area here is a secondary support. So I would say basically anywhere in this, call it 552.5 to 554.5 area could be support. Anything below this 552.5 area right here, that deeper, darker red, to purplish red, that's really the make or break level. I think we could see rotation down here into this area and still be bullish. But below this area, I think we're going to be breaking downward, trying to fill this gap here and maybe even the deeper gaps. So you have a little gap down here, and we could end up in a breakdown mode if we're not able to hold above this level. Okay, guys, that's it. I got a lot of work to do, but we're going to see what the markets do and go from there.